Hi, can you hear me? It's my first time to do a live session here on YouTube. Hello. Please type yes if you can hear me, and then if you can hear me, I'll start the forecast. Thank you, Alex. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so this is my first YouTube forecast live, and most of the time I do my live session in my Facebook channel, and I want to try here on YouTube. Okay. There. So basically, I'll be talking about the forecast for August until September 2021. And if you have any questions, please raise them anytime. Just type your comment, and then I will get back to you after whenever I see your question while I'm doing the forecasting. All right. So before we actually dive into the monthly forecast for each and all day master, I'd like to give you first an overview of what's going to happen within the month of August until September 8th. Unfortunately, hi Jennifer, thank you for showing, for joining me today. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to talk about now the forecast of August until September, and I've had different questions or concern about the ghost month. I know that, especially here in the Philippines, it's being practiced by most, the Ghost Month. But based on the research and the scriptures that I've actually read, and or all the reading resources that I've actually gone through, Ghost Month is typically just a tradition that was created years and years ago. It doesn't actually create or dictate that only during the month of August, a lot of activities that we actually shouldn't do. As a matter of fact, each individual has its actually a problematic month, and of course, whenever we have any problematic month, it doesn't necessarily mean that there are certain activities that actually prevents you from going through much more problems. Of course not. Especially say for instance, if this is a clashing month, right? If this is a clashing month, the best way to address any difficult year is to actually initiate the change yourself. Okay, just to summarize that. But in terms of the ghost month, going back to the topic of the ghost month, this was actually created as a tradition primarily because most of the people back then were not aware of the literature or the art of feng shui. And I don't know if you've seen most of my video. I've already mentioned this many times. Feng shui has been a guarded secret for the longest time, and not all were given access to the knowledge of the art. Okay, and because of that, and actually, if you want to learn, even back then, the art, it's either people will block you from learning the art, or you have to pay some tremendous amount of money just to get access. Hence, the people that didn't have sufficient knowledge created the ghost month out of observation, not because they studied the the stars and so on and so forth. Okay, so basically that actually came from tradition because of lack of knowledge. Okay, so don't be afraid of ghost month. The truth is, it's not the month, right? It's not the month that actually changes our course, our destiny. It's our actions at the end of the day. And you shouldn't be afraid if there's contracts or any activities that you actually have to stop doing, even getting married. It doesn't matter. Okay, but what I would rather, right, to keep you at ease, okay, is to look at Tongshu calendar, your Tongshu calendar. If there is any significant activities that you would actually want to actually do within the month, look at your Tongshu calendar. Make sure that you pick the right date, like open day, success day, and make sure that the animal, at least within that day, doesn't clash with your year animal. Okay, as simple as that. Just look at your Tongshu calendar and refer if there are things that are important that you actually have to do. Okay, before I actually studied Chinese metaphysics, I was actually a strong. I used to practice this the myth of ghost month, and you don't have to be afraid anymore. It's just a tradition or a ritual that we actually do, but don't be confined by the limitations of Goose Month, okay? Because there is no rationale behind it. And of course, every individual has a different month. And of course, in order to solve the problems of that month, we'll rely on the action that we actually do, not the rituals that we actually do. All right? I hope that's clear. Okay, so now we're going to go to the month of August and September. I understand that right now here in the Philippines, we're about to enter into our fourth lockdown because of the Delta. And you might be wondering, is it because of the ghost month? Not at all. Actually, just to explain with you, I don't know if you still remember that we actually recently had an eclipse last June. And usually when we have an eclipse, a lot of problems and issues actually arise after that. Okay? And as a matter of fact, when we had the first eclipse last year, last December 2019. Right after that, that's when COVID hit. Okay, same goes to the eclipse. Every time we actually have an eclipse, it's a transition. There's a lot of changes and problems, and that's the reason why we're going through this series of another wave, if I may say, when it comes to the COVID Delta. No, basically, the effect may run through 3 to 4 months. So there, okay, it's because of the eclipse, and I hope during the eclipse you did not let yourself be shined by the rays, because when you do, there is definitely some effect. And that's one of the things I always advise people, if you're actually going to experience in your place an eclipse, to avoid getting shown upon, because there are a lot of adverse effect when you actually get shown on by the rays. Okay, so anyway, so month of August and September, this is a monkey month. All right. Unfortunately, we have a pig and the hour pillar. Okay, for the entire year of 2021. Okay, so what is the meaning between monkey and pig? It's actually a harm combination. And unfortunately, if we're going to look at the chart for 2021, pig has so much water, and monkey has so much metal. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of water and metal clashing with each other, which would make us quite emotional. We feel there's a lot of volatility in terms of managing the external, situation that we might be actually faced with. Okay, so that's basically to let you know, that whatever you're feeling right now, it's only temporary, and it's just brought by the energies of the month, and basically to help you protect yourself from creating regrettable decisions. All right, keep calm. Always think that this is just a month of the monkey clashing with the pig, so I have to keep calm and not let this get the best of me. All right. Okay, so if you have any questions or any clarifications, please do comment, and I hope my explanation about the ghost month ghost month and the relationship between the Delta and what's going on right now is you can actually ask that question if you want to dive deeper. Okay. All right. In addition, by the way, I understand that there is a fire element for the month of August. This is not enough, right? As compared to the much of the metal and water combination that is related to the hour pillar for the year. Okay, so which is why we can feel a little bit more emotional than usual. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go to the forecast of each day masters. Okay. But before we dive in, I'd like to invite you to my Facebook group. I do post more information. As a matter of fact, I'll be posting a new set of dates that you can actually utilize for monthly activation. And I also give more information, okay? Especially if there is something that you would like me to actually explain further. Most of the information are only shared in my Facebook group. And of course, they're all for free, okay? There you go. Okay. All right. So the basis of our forecast, of course, always is going to be based on your day master. So do plot your chart. I will include if you don't have access to the Bazi Calculator, I'll be sending it in the description box. And basically, I want you to plot this and as preferably have access to your hour just to complete the entire four animal chart or four pillars. But for the sake of our discussion today, we are going to look at your day master. In this case, so the example that I'm showing you right now, the day master of this chart is G Earth. Okay. Now, in the next slides, I will now be discussing all the day masters for your guidance on what to do or how to anticipate change and so on and so forth for the rest of August. But before, I cannot see the video. Okay, so I'll be going back every now and then. So if you have any question, please type anytime. Okay, now we're going back to our slides. Okay, so for the Jia Wood, okay, so eating God, indirect wealth, 7 killings, and indirect resource. So basically for this month, there are some hidden issues that you might actually come across. It's best for you not to actually run away from the problems because all the solution that you can actually think of or for you to actually utilize for the rest of the month is going to come from your own ideas. So best for you to actually, embrace the problem and address them head on because you'll be able to think of new ideas in order to tackle them. So don't be afraid. Next is, okay, so next is, there you go, more ideas. As you become more creative and as you become more inspired, as you find more solutions, this will actually give you further opportunities. The fact that we actually have an hidden wealth in the chart for the month of August is this challenging yet fruitful a month for you. Your own ideas will actually give you more opportunities. It's just a month where basically it's a month for you to become more creative. A good month for you to capitalize on your own ideas and inspiration. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. All right, next. Okay, next is for the Yi Wood. Okay, for the Yi Wood, much of the attention will be given to you. And I'm actually looking at my reference right now. So you might see me looking at my slides. Basically, I'm looking at my reference. Okay, so you might notice more and more people will actually notice you with more of your activities or because of the changes or new authority that's given to you. So people will notice you further. And in order for you to capitalize on this attention, I would always advise to show off more. Okay, that's the way to actually embrace hurting officer. And unfortunately, not all are actually willing to embrace the attention. Of course, that's understandable. Every time we get more attention, what happens is people dissect everything that we do. People judge everything that we say. And because of that, it makes us more vulnerable. Right? Now, in order to beat that, my advice, the more you actually embrace the attention. This hardly happens. As a matter of fact, the currency of today's generation is attention. So embrace that attention, okay? And show off further your capabilities and your strength as more authority and responsibility is given to you. And the more you actually get attention, the more you'll be surrounded with people that actually support you, okay? All right. Hi, Alexa. Thank you for joining. Yes, okay. We'll be doing Geng Metal in a bit. Okay, so now we're going to, there you go. Okay, now we're done with the Yi Wood. Okay. We're going to Bing Fire. Okay, Bing Fire, much of the opportunities, if you're currently in sales and you're finding out where can I find leads, I'm having difficulty finding leads. You don't have to look far because most of your opportunities would come from your family and friends. So if basically what you can do is PM them through Facebook, check up on them, network with the people that you're close to or within your close network, and they'll be able to actually refer to you new leads, or they might even purchase new products from you. Okay, so that's one thing that you can look forward to for the Bing Fire. Okay, basically, if you're not in sales, and what can I do for the month of August? Basically, is network. One of the highlight that you actually should focus on: networking, building your network, or building relationship. Okay, building relationship with people that you care and love. Making your relationship with them more meaningful. It's one of the highlights that you can do. The effort of building a lasting relationship with the people that you care and love will actually have positive effects, especially in the future. Okay? All right. Next is Ding Fire. All right. For the Ding Fire, it's actually best for you this month to actually collaborate. Okay, there's a lot of indications that you might have to go through a lot of financial losses or income generating losses this month. So the first one that you can do is to manage your finances. Make sure that you do not overspend your income, your money, your finances for this month. And if you can still prevent this loss from happening, I would focus on collaborating with other people in your workplace, just to spread to make that impact of reduction in terms of your finances. Let's do this in a much more proactive manner. If not, basically, I would advise to be watchful of your expenses or how you spend money there. Okay, for the Ding Fire. Okay, and if say for instance, for the Ding Fire, you did lose your employment. Okay, you lost your job. Now, what should I do? The best activity that you should do is network. Okay, so Robot is network. At the same time, yes, find money losses, but the other side of it, the positive side of it, it's network. So basically, you have to network with other people, tell people that you lost your job and you're currently looking. Okay, so that's one activity because they'll be able to give you, all right, the employment that you're looking for. Okay, next is the Woo Earth. Okay, so for the Woo Earth is there is an opportunity. And I hope that you don't let this slide. There is an opportunity for you to learn something that's quite new, that's different from what you actually know. And this can be about a hobby, or this could be a new interest that you actually have. And in order for you to actually become more creative, you actually have to take this course or learn something new or make new efforts of learning something new, because the more you actually engage yourself, the more you become more creative, and the more we become more creative, the more we are able to find new solutions to our problems. Yes. Okay, so there. Okay, for the Woo Earth, so I would advise that you do take that opportunity. Don't let it slide. It will help you. Okay, another for the Woo Earth, there is an opportunity for you to actually open a new business by all means. Okay, new business and so on, so forth. Good. All right. Okay, for the G Earth. Okay, for the G Earth is direct resource sitting on hurting officers. Basically, this is a month of noble people. So if you are looking into finding new support or new help, okay, for this month, or there's so much responsibility given to you, and you feel like you're spreading yourself too thin, just reach out to people, because people notice you and they're willing to help you out. Okay, don't be afraid to ask for help, because asking for help, remember, is never a sign of weakness. You just need help. Okay, all right, you just need assistance. That's all that it means. It's never a sign of weakness. And always remember, in order for us to become more closer to our goal, is the support from others. Okay, all right. Next. Okay, the next slide is the Geng Metal. Okay, for the Geng Metal, it would be really advisable for you to hold on. I lost the slide. Oh, there you go. So it would be advisable for the Gang Metal to avoid going out right now. There's so much problem that's going. You're so much challenges that you actually have to face for the month. And in addition to that, this might even cause you to have some injuries or accidents. So if you are if you can choose to just stay at home or not travel in long distance places, by all means please do that. It's better, and use this time to rejuvenate and rest. Okay, there you go. And unfortunately there's a lot of challenges to actually face, but always remember, every time we actually go through challenges, it actually makes us better. Okay, that's very true. Although, yes, I understand it's tiring, but the process of learning from this experience actually makes you grow. And in order to surpass the problem is to be able to solve the soonest. Okay, the most that you can do every time you go through any problem is to solve it and tackle it and adapt as soon as possible. Because the moment you do that, progress happens after that. It's always true in all my consultation and everything in life. So that's my advice. Don't run away from it. And in addition to that, my advice is not to travel as much, long, and especially when you're tired, don't drink and drive, don't do any risky activities for the month of August. Okay, so next is for the Sin Metal, there is this is a month where you can also delegate, at least delegate in a sense, reducing much of your responsibilities for the month. This is actually going to benefit you further. It's better to actually initiate it yourself, the delegating of tasks, assigning people instead of waiting for people to offer help. It's better to do, assign it primarily because you have so many, not so many, you have direct resource hidden for the month. So if you actually tell people that I need help with this, they'll be able to say yes. So you don't have to wait for them to offer help. Just enunciate and tell them I need help with this following. Okay, so there. And of course, always remember, 2 heads is better than 1. So that's basically what the month is for you. Start delegating, passing on task. So new ideas might actually come to help, achieve perfection. Well, there's no perfection, but at least to achieve much more success in terms of your responsibility. Okay, all right. Next. Okay, so for the Ren Water, this is very interesting. This actually means that you might actually get wealth opportunities or a bonus, wealth increment. Okay, what else? Yes, this could be a gift. It's the fact that it's sitting on indirect resource, that could be a gift or through gambling. But I don't like gambling. I hope this is just a gift or a bonus from someone because of the effort that you've made for the past years or months and so on and so forth. But I hope when I mention the gambling, this does not push you to go out and gamble. No, please. I wouldn't want that. I would rather that you find out, where you can get. But definitely there is amount that you can actually receive this month. Another is if you're currently in business and you're sort of like, I don't like the bonus. I want something that's, I can do in my business. Well, if you're a business person and you want to, what's one thing that you can actually gather from my video is to think about innovating the current systems that you actually have. Or a product that you actually have. So innovation should be your priority for the rest of the month. Okay? So if you're not interested with the bonus or the money, then basically that's another information that you can gather from this video. Okay? All right. For the Gui Water, okay, so this is a month wherein you're going to be quite busy. But the good thing is, you are on top of being busy, you are going to be surrounded with helpful people. You don't even have to say anything. You don't have to say anything or this might even mean that people that are, important people might notice you more and will give you more responsibility. Okay. So again, if you think that you can't do everything, always look at the, who can help you. And again, two minds is better than one. Reach out and seek for help and assistance because everyone is willing to help you out. Okay, everyone that you know that supports you rather, okay, is willing to help you out because they want you to succeed for this month. So this month can be very tiring and can be something where you're very busy. Do not waste the opportunities by asking help, asking assistance from people. Okay, all right. Okay, other question before I proceed to Feng Shui. Okay. None. No questions so far. Everything is clear. Okay. Everything is clear. Okay, so we'll go now to Feng Shui. Okay. Feng Shui, now this is what we have for the month of August until September. Okay, you can screenshot or screenshot if you want to remember, or if you know how to interpret the stars combination. Sorry. Do screenshot. If not, I will give you a summary of how can you actually maximize the sector. Okay, for the north sector, this is actually good for investors in real estate and even for students. Okay, if you're a student that's trying to go study a class or study an exam, this is actually a good sector to actually activate or sit or stay after this month. If, however, your main door is in this sector north, then basically, and you're a student, then the student in your home will actually see much progress in terms of their schooling, their exam, and so on and so forth. Okay? And if this is your main door and you are into real estate properties, then you can see progress for this month. Okay? Great. Next, for the east sector. Okay, for the east sector, it's actually good for people that are in the media industry, and for professional sports. Yes, peeps. Yeah. Recently, Heidelin won the gold, and then today I just received that we also got a silver medal. Yes. So if you're currently joining the Olympics or you want to join the Olympics and you want to make sure that you succeed in your practice, this is a good sector to activate for this month, east sector. Okay, much of your goals can be achieved for this month. Okay, but of course, when I talk about goals, small wins. Okay, at the end of the day, small wins will always lead to big wins. So be patient. Keep on chasing the small wins. Okay. All right. Next, for this, if you're currently in the finance department or finance institution, yes, this is actually also a good month to activate, or if your main door is in this area and you're in that industry, you are going to experience some extra boost for the month of August. Okay, next is Northeast. This is engineering and technical skills. If you're currently in that field, you can see much promotion. However, okay, there is a promotion in store for you. However, if you did, all right, work really hard for the past 6 months, of course, the promotion is meant for you. But if you just, you waited for opportunities, or you weren't proactive enough, then this might not be for you. Okay? All right. For the West, if you're currently in business, then you might experience some losses in terms of your investment. Okay? Of course, the only way you're going to beat this is by educating yourself. If you have been investing and you are, like, say, stocks, right? Sometimes the dip is needed, sometimes the dip is important. So how do you actually address the frustration of losses from your investment? Is education. Educate yourself and learn more about the investment that you're doing. Okay? Always when you're starting any investment, research, 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 learn, learn, learn. And when you do some investment, make sure that your investment, you don't put in everything in this basket. Okay, make sure that you diversify, or better yet, only invest the ones that you can lose. Okay, imagine, I mean, think like as if when you're going to invest here, you've already accepted that you lost that fund. Okay, so that's how we invest. Okay, I hope you learn from there. Okay, so Southwest. Southwest, especially if you have bad external form, you might actually experience arguments that could lead to money losses, or vice versa. Money losses cost arguments. Okay, like that. Basically, there's arguments or that concerns finances, or it could actually turn into litigation. Okay, so how do you prevent that from happening? Keep especially if your external form is bad, what you can do is to avoid the Southwest, keep it quiet for the rest of the month, and then activate the ones that actually will help you out. Okay, so there. Okay, so Southwest. We don't like litigation. It's another set of problem. If we can avoid further problems, you already have a lot of problems to think about. So if you can avoid it from happening, so you can actually focus more your attention on the things that actually matters, then by all means. Okay? So for the South, remember that the devil is in the details. When you're working, be very meticulous, and do not get distracted, and do not procrastinate for the rest of the month, as this will actually give you much progress. This will help you out. The staying focused will help you out for you to achieve something significant. So remember, the devil is in the detail. Okay, be very meticulous and do not procrastinate is the key for people that are staying in the South sector. Okay, right, great. Okay, so last. Okay. Okay. Oh goodness, I don't have the Northwest. Okay, but I will find. Okay, for the Southeast, however, health issues might be a problem for the rest of the month. So if you're currently there's so much delta in your place, please avoid going out, or keep this place quiet. If you can avoid this sector, avoid it at all costs. Remember that health is wealth. Prioritize our health, healthy lifestyle, healthy eating, everything. Make sure that you have enough sleep daily. If you cannot, at least avoid, keeping Southeast quiet. At least take care of your lifestyle, right? Make sure that you do a healthy lifestyle. Avoid eating that can cause you health destruction or illness rather. So there. Okay, exercise. Okay. Now for the Northwest. For the Northwest. Okay, so this is if you're currently an investor and you have been investing for quite a while for this year, you can actually, and you're staying in the Northwest sector, or your mainner is actually staying in the Northwest sector, then this is actually a good time for you to actually see some increase in your investment. Okay, but do not flaunt this, all right? Especially if you have bad external form in your Northwest, do not flaunt. Don't do the stories. Don't show off your wealth, as you are also prone to theft. Okay, so keep quiet. When you have and you notice that your finances are growing, keep quiet. Okay. Jana and Sofia, yes. Is it a good month to start business for the Gui Day Master? Yeah, you can. However, there is Rob Wealth. Okay. I wouldn't, but the thing is, I don't like to limit yourself. All right. Or you don't want to put any limitations in terms, especially of putting up a business of your own. There is Rob Wealth. Usually, when we have any business venture as a Apache consultant, we would want to pick a month that doesn't have any Rob Wealth, right? So if you can push this off to the next month, by all means. But if this is something that you're willing to go through, and true, when you're going to put up a business, you have to spend, you have to open, business permit and so on and so forth. You're going to hire people and so on and so, building resources for your business requires money. Now, if that's going to happen in your business in the process of opening, then that's fine. At least you are doing the Rob Wealth in proactively, okay? That's connected to your business, okay? So there. So I don't want you to limit yourself when it comes to the Rob Wealth if there is really spending that's going to happen if you're going to open it. I hope that clarifies the question, Yana. Yeah, because there's also direct wealth and direct resource. So what you can also do, what's good with this is that since there's direct resource, people will actually support you. There are a lot of people who are going to support your business venture, so it's also a good month. Okay, so don't worry about the Rob Wealth. Okay, so there. Okay. Other questions before we proceed to Kimen? Nan? Thank you, Yana, for your question. Okay, now we're going to... Okay, let's go now to Kimen Dunra. Okay, so what does this mean? What does this sector mean? Okay, why did I pick this sector? Why did I pick this sector? Is because of the 7-star. It's easy for us to actually connect with the deity if there is a 7-star. Okay, now you know that about Kimen. So basically, we're chasing here the chief door. If you're gonna look at the entire box, it's chief door, and then there's grass, and there's also fear. Okay, what does this actually mean? This is a combination of understanding who you are, and because of knowing and discovering yourself, creating that momentum of self-motivation. Okay, and in the process, you might even go through some painful or desperate situation. Okay, basically, okay, that's how it's trying to tell us. There's going to be some desperate or fear of something that you're afraid to lose. Okay, and because of that, you're going to use it to your advantage by helping it give you that momentum. Basically, what this box represents. So how are you going to use this to your own benefit? Like I mentioned a while ago, for the month, this is going to be quite emotional, right? So this is going to be quite emotional. And since it's going to be quite emotional, there may be instances where the people that you actually look up to, the people that you actually idolize or see as a mentor might not give you that support that you actually need for the month. So what should I do? I should actually create that momentum within me, that inspiration, that strong why and drive for me to chase my goals. Okay, and where does that actually come from? Truth is, in life, when we become more desperate, the more we become fearful of losing of something, we end up working our ass off in order to solve that, right? We end up making the most or doing anything or maximizing our resources to get out of that desperate situation. Okay, so basically, what if you're looking for inspiration or self-motivation or drive, internal drive within you without having to seek it from others, this is a good sector to activate. Okay, so how do you actually maximize this sector? Given that the chief is there, what you want is to be someone that is going to give more value to others. I wish that people see my value so I can actually give more and help more. Okay, and the more you actually help others, the more you offer free service without money in exchange, what end up happening is they look for you in times of need. And because they look for you, they're willing to actually shell out more finances, more money in order to actually help, have you solve their problems. Okay, so that's my advice for this month. If you're looking into chasing a good direction, if you want to find that self motivation within you and that drive without seeking from anybody, then this is a good sector to activate. If you can wish also, please give me the inspiration, the internal drive that would help me push further. Okay, and then you say that 3 times. Again, when you do a stage mode, it's 64 to 0, counting down from 64 to 0. And then every wish that you're going to do is make sure that you say it 3 times. And preferably each day, I wish, not I wish, I hope, right? The wishes that you're going to wish are things that you actually want to accomplish within the day. When you're doing the Kimandunya stage, always think of the small wins. Daily wins will help you get to the big wins. Always remember that. So that's how you do some connection with the Kimandunja. So if you're currently struggling, finding that momentum or that internal drive, you can actually use this. Okay, but of course, in the process of actually doing that, what I also want from you is to also rediscover yourself, find out who you are, what your strengths are, what are your hidden talents, and even your weakness. And then when you see your weakness, embrace them all. Okay, all right. Okay. Oh shoot, sorry. Question about the Kimendunra or okay, is the water good in the northeast? Hold on, let's see. Northeast 3, no? Okay, the problem with the northeast, if there is, especially with the ice, pre-existing with the ice or even heart, this might trigger something if you're doing any activation. Unfortunately, for the northeast, there's a 2. So if you have any pre-existing condition, I wouldn't advise to activate the northeast. Why not do the west for the time being or the southwest for the dragon virtue? Okay. Oh, shoot. Sorry. I'm doing it again. Okay. All right. Next. Which best for dealing properties? Oh, yeah. I hold on. That's a good question. I did mention that a while ago. So if you are in North sector is a good sector to activate. Now, how do you actually utilize this? When you're closing deal, you stay in the North sector. You talk to people in the North sector. You call people in the North sector. Okay, so that's how we're going to utilize it. Okay, that's how we're going to do it. What's also good for the North sector, this is also good for intellectual property. If you're creating a book, if you are trying to write a book, then basically this is a good sector to actually use for the rest of the month to keep that momentum going. Or at least if you're just looking for a publisher or someone that can actually help you out, you do the North sector. Okay, North is good. What else? Even Northwest, if you are into investment, also a good sector to activate since there's also growth. What you don't want to activate for the month, especially if you're actually investing, is West. West. Don't activate West just for this month. Okay, because there are some. But if you're a person that loves, that enjoys volatile investment, or a person who's actually risky or aggressive investor, then do sit in the West and find the opportunity where you can actually capitalize on the dip. Okay, good. All right. Next is Alexa. What sector needs to activate? Okay, depends on what you actually need. So, if you just review back the video, what are the things that you actually need? Again, you cannot make Facebook. Feng Shui will not be effective without you knowing exactly what you actually want. So you have to have first a goal. What do I want to succeed by the end of 2021, and then select the sector. Now, if you're trying to Miss Jennifer looking for investment of properties, then you can pick the North. Okay, so you have to know first what you actually want. But in terms of the monthly activation, I would advise for you to actually join my Facebook group. I really don't share. I really don't share much the activation in public. I only share this to my supporters, my lovely supporters. Yes, my number one tribe and fan base who's been following me for years. Years, yes, 2 years. Okay, all right. Plants. Oh, basically, it depends. What sector? If the sector needs wood, case in point. Yeah, actually, for the month of for north. Okay, if you want to activate, or especially if you're going to do intellectual properties. Okay, what you want is a pail of water and then some lilies, water lilies. That's actually good to activate the north. But this is just a short term month that you might not be able to feel it the soonest. Okay, so there. But if you want to try, you can do that. The north sector, just a pail of water and water lilies. Okay, because both the what you call this the four is to wood and two is the earth. So if you want to actually balance it out, what you want to do is a pail of water and water lilies. Okay, but you might not feel this though. Usually, it's a good cure if you're going to stay in the space for a long, long time, and that's actually the natal chart combination of the house. So doing this for this month might not be as effective. Okay. Okay, so very good. Okay, so what sector that has achieved? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to yes, thank you for asking that very significant question. I forgot to mention specifically. Baka you cannot see the direction. Okay, so this is northwest. Okay, thank you, Alexa. Yes, thank you for asking this question. Oh my goodness, I almost ended the video with not so clear note. Okay, so northwest sector. So when you're going to do some sage mode, 64 to 0, keep calm, sit down, and make sure that your back is facing the northwest. And then count from 64 to 0. And then from the 0, you make some wishes. Okay. With me, when I started doing this, I started talking about the first thing that helped me get calm, stay calm, is thinking about the things that I'm grateful for. And then after that, I'm so calm, and now I get to wish with full focus on the things or my intention. Okay, so the purpose of the 64 to 0 is to calm you down. And if that helps, being grateful, thinking about the things that you're grateful for, then add that to the process to help you calm down. Okay? Again, thank you, Alexa. Again, it's make sure when you're going to do the sage mode for the August and until September, make sure that your back is facing the northwest. Count from 64 to 0 and say your wishes 3 times. Preferably, just to avoid confusion, set your wishes for 3, up to 3 only, or at least think about the things that you want to achieve for that day. Okay, think about the small wins. Oh, okay, forget. I keep forgetting. All right. Oh, welcome. Welcome, Miss Jennifer. Okay, I'll just go back. I might have missed somebody. Okay, none. Okay, none. All right. I hope that's all the questions. Don't be afraid to ask. I actually enjoy this, talking and asking me questions. Okay. Yes, I have 1 minute to go. Wow, we're 1 hour. Oh no, it's not. I have 10 minutes before time is up. But I'll give you 10 seconds, 15 seconds to ask questions. Thank you, Alexa. Yes, thank you for noticing it. Thank you. Proactive listeners. I love it. Okay. Okay. Few seconds left. Okay, thank you so much. I hope that you join me again in my next session. I'm going to do this again, YouTube, instead of the Facebook. And I'm very happy that you joined me. I'm so happy. Thank you for all the 10 people that joined my live session. Thank you so much. I appreciate your presence so much. All right, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.